The notion that vaccines are used by the Satanic New World Order to oppress Christians is a conspiracy theory that has gained traction among some groups. This idea is based on the belief that a secretive and powerful elite, often referred to as the New World Order, is working to control and manipulate the population, with vaccines being one of the primary tools used to achieve this goal. Proponents of this theory argue that vaccines contain hidden ingredients and toxins that are designed to harm or control individuals, particularly Christians. They claim that these substances can alter a person's spiritual state, making them more susceptible to Satan's influence and less likely to follow Christian teachings. Some even believe that vaccines contain microchips or other tracking devices that allow the New World Order to monitor and control people's movements and actions. One of the primary arguments made by those who believe in this conspiracy theory is that vaccines are being used to reduce the population and create a more manageable and controllable society. They point to the fact that many vaccines are produced by large pharmaceutical companies, which they claim are owned and controlled by the New World Order. These companies, they argue, have a vested interest in creating a population that is dependent on their products and can be easily controlled and manipulated. Another argument made by proponents of this theory is that vaccines are being used to spread diseases and create pandemics, which can then be used as a pretext for implementing stricter controls and regulations on the population. They point to the fact that many vaccines are made from aborted fetal tissue, which they claim is a form of satanic ritual sacrifice. This, they argue, is evidence that the New World Order is using vaccines as a way to promote their satanic agenda and undermine Christian values. However, it is essential to examine the evidence and facts behind these claims. The overwhelming scientific consensus is that vaccines are safe and effective in preventing the spread of diseases. The ingredients and manufacturing processes used to produce vaccines are strictly regulated and monitored by government agencies and independent organizations. Furthermore, the idea that vaccines contain hidden ingredients or toxins is not supported by any credible scientific evidence. In fact, numerous studies have been conducted to investigate the safety and efficacy of vaccines, and none of them have found any evidence to support the claims made by proponents of this conspiracy theory. The World Health Organization, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and other reputable health organizations have all thoroughly investigated the safety of vaccines and have found them to be safe and effective. Additionally, the idea that vaccines are being used to reduce the population or create a more controllable society is not supported by any credible evidence. In fact, vaccines have been instrumental in saving countless lives and preventing the spread of diseases throughout history. The development and distribution of vaccines have been driven by a desire to improve public health and prevent suffering, not to control or manipulate the population. In conclusion, the notion that vaccines are used by a satanic New World Order to oppress Christians is a baseless conspiracy theory that is not supported by any credible evidence. While it is essential to have a critical and nuanced understanding of the role of vaccines in society, it is equally important to rely on credible sources of information and to approach this topic with a rational and evidence-based perspective. By doing so, we can work to promote public health and prevent the spread of diseases, rather than perpetuating unfounded conspiracy theories.